Good evening. Today is May 22nd, and today I'll continue to be talking about the coronavirus. So the first piece of news that I'd like to talk about is that the US is about to go into the first major holiday weekend since the pandemic began, the Memorial Day weekend, and it is going to look very different. And so I just want to talk about ways that we can still enjoy the holiday amid the pandemic. The first obvious way is to observe remotely, and many memorial events have been adapted into virtual ones, such as a virtual flag garden in Massachusetts and a stream service for veterans, so you can enjoy those virtual shows. The second way you can enjoy this weekend is by swimming, and the biggest risk in swimming in pools, lakes, or the ocean is your exposure to other people, not the water itself. So if you go swimming perhaps in a remote area, the coronaviruses have proved to be unstable in water and highly sensitive to chlorine. So if you can avoid the water if you can avoid other people both in near the water, then I think you'll be safe and ready to enjoy swimming. The third way you can enjoy the Memorial Day weekend is you can see friends and family. And even though this is not ideal and social distancing should be maintained, however, a few days ago I said something about outdoors, and if you socialize people with outdoors, perhaps 6 feet apart, then you can still see friends or families, but keep the gatherings at a small group. And the last way which I've found out that you can enjoy your Memorial Day weekend is you can have picnics, just the safest picnic is with your family, which you all live with. And if you invite guests, they should bring their own foods, drinks, and ice and coolers. And if you're going to be traveling during the Memorial Day weekend, be prepared for transformed airports, and you'll be asked to do more things during the airport. The second thing that I'd like to talk about is that there has been an unnerving increase in cases in China, which might just be the second wave of infections, which experts were extremely worried about. So new coronavirus cases have emerged in northeast China, about 130 infections and 2 deaths, and they were in the province of Jilin and Shenyang, which is just northeast China. And Jilin is a province of 27 million near the border with Russia and North Korea. So what's particularly worrisome about this is that many of the patients have not traveled outside of China, so that means it may be a community spread, and that there are going to be much more cases after. Thousands of people in Jilin have been quarantined, and tens of thousands are being tested. But I feel like this is another worrisome because it could be the second infection, and since China has reopened, it can also be a precedent for other countries to be more careful of reopening and trying to avoid the second wave of cases, which could be more dangerous than the first. The third thing that I'd like to talk about is that while meat industries have suffered, as I've talked in my previous videos, slaughterhouses have closed due to coronavirus outbreaks. And however, just because there's a meat shortage does not mean that the demand is going down. And sales from April 12th to May 9th was 28% higher than the 4 weeks ending January 18th, before the first reported case of the coronavirus in the United States. And while the meat industry is suffering, it may have provided a boost for plant-based meat substitutes, which had a jump of 35% in sales in the same period, and also for vegan products. And so I think mainly these plant-based food industry perhaps may be grown this coronavirus, and since there's a meat shortage, I feel like more people are just wanting to try new, perhaps the Impossible meat, Impossible food, and the Beyond Burger, which are usually for vegetarians and vegans. But I think this is just extremely good because one, there's no current outbreaks that have been seen in uh, there are no outbreaks currently in these plant-based meat factories, which is extremely good. And also, well, if more people are eating more vegetables or like substitutes for meat, it's also good for climate change. And it's always good to try something out. So I have personally never tried it, but I think from what I've heard from others that it is actually very similar to meat. That's it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.